10 years ago, AYL appeared for the first time. Hi, I'm Chad Booth.
And I'm Rhea Rossi, and now we're looking back at a decade of adventure.
And I'm Stephen Human. Join us today for a look at some of our favorite stories over the past 10 seasons, as well as some of the bloopers you weren't meant to see.
It's the At Your Leisure New Year's special, but it isn't just about the past. The best is yet to come.
So don't go anywhere because it's time to celebrate 10 years of AYL adventure.
Happy New Year!
Welcome to At Your Leisure. I'm Stephen Human.
And I'm Rhea Rossi.
And I'm Chad Booth, and we are doing our annual New Year's celebration show, but a little different this year because instead of doing the highlights of the last year for you, we're going to do the highlights of the last 10 years, as this is our 10-year anniversary.
Do you believe that At Your Leisure's been on for 10 years?
And you've been there for 7 of it.
No, I was an intern at the end of the first season. So, yeah.
And you don't have any wrinkles yet. That kind of bothers me.
He hasn't been there long enough.
I don't think so.
Well, right now we are at Mystic Hot Springs in Monroe, Utah. And it's a perfect place to kind of come and celebrate and relax. A very eclectic and fun place to come and explore.
Monroe is a little town in the very center of the state of Utah. It is just south of Richfield, which lies along I-70, just about 30 miles east of its intersection with I-15, just to give you an idea of kind of where you are if you're watching from somewhere else in the country other than here in the Beehive State. And this is not some fancy hot springs resort. This is I would call this an eclectic art community.
It's very earthy and it's very beautiful. The scenery is gorgeous up here. When you come up here, you aren't thinking of anything but just relaxing and enjoying the incredible views way up high.
We're going to kind of take a look around and kind of like heal all of our sore spots for 10 years and review some of the great things that have happened. You know, personal stories, I think that my favorite, and strangely enough the one we picked to be the 10-year, was a trip through time when Lake Powell's lake levels dropped back to where they were in 1968. And, you know, I was like 14 years old when I went there the first time in the fall of '67. And to take my 14-year-old back there and re-experience it at the same lake level was something I'll never forget. Take a look.
That was awesome, Chad, and you're absolutely right. So while I'm cooling off, why don't we check out the bloopers of our last year? Okay, I'll just say that right now.
Monroe is having an earthquake.
Population growth. While many states in the United
Right, Malia. There's more to dinosaurs than just this area.
While many metropolitan areas have seen sharp declines in the population growth. While many
It's got all these trucks. It's just been a lot of whoops. Can't say that on At Your Leisure. PAL, and they are the winner of an American trip.
and they go to
Go to AYLTV.com and you can...
He's been a great supporter of the river.
Blooper.
Today.
Yes, we're here with
Welcome back to At Your Leisure. I'm Corey Toon, and although I'm not with Chad and Rhea and Steve at the hot springs, this is the time I'm waiting for all year, the blooper show. We're going to see some of the most fun things today, and the only thing bad about this is I'm not in any of them. I'm perfect, so you won't see me at all. Chad, I want to.
But for a lighter weight rider or a female or something like that, I think you're gonna, I don't know, something like that. If you're a female or something like that.
Come and take a look at this bike with AT Cook.
My kitchen, the Roger B kitchen. The rules aren't quite so stringent, and I've got the gloves on backwards. Okay, here comes the highly technical part. I have stuff.
And also, believe it or not, it, oh maybe it doesn't. I thought that 3 miles. That's the one. I thought it showed the. It does have a temperature gauge right there.
It's from State Parks Recreation.
And recreation.
State Parks Recreation.
State Parks and Recreation.
State Parks and Recreation. Okay.
We go to the, what is it?
Look right. Oh, collision. Titanic.
We got Trace the truck driver with us today.
No kidding, right? Trucker mouth. I don't know if like I should stand there and smile. It's like, what do I do with my hands, Ricky Bobby?
This is not an easy task here. I got to do this again. I got a bad approach.
Arm suspension that is very unique to all utility vehicles.
I'd like to check one of these out. You need to get into.
Woo! Keyword, folks. Diesel.
Diesel.
Usually, in the past, you've seen, back here, you've seen the two.
So much action going on at the out. Can't get out. Hey.
And how cool is this? Sliding windows. It's better to do it from the inside.
You like my redneck wind chime? You want to have as much fun as we've had this weekend. Thanks, Gar. Thanks, Steve. Thanks to the Utah country. As much fun as we've had this weekend. Thanks. Let's do it one more time.
They'll screw it all up in editing.
Yeah. Go ahead. Time I have to show you stuff inside. Side with her. Try that again.
But hopefully in the end, trade. Governments do the same thing. Only that didn't sound right. You have an item of value, but there's something else that's. Okay, but in that case, it's not always so simple. Did I make it long enough?
Welcome back to At Your Leisure. We are at Mystic Hot Springs in Monroe, Utah.
It's right in the middle of the center of the state, and we're with Mr. Mystic himself, Mike Ginsberg. You know, you've got to be an artist, because when you acquired this place, you had to see the potential kinetic beauty.
You know, the first time I laid eyes on the place, I thought it was the most incredible thing I've ever seen.
Tell us a little bit about this formation. I mean, this wasn't here when you moved in.
Yeah, correct. The water comes out at 168 degrees at about 200 gallons a minute. And there's a lot of minerals in the water. So as the water cools, the minerals come out and form layers of rock. And it's been doing that continuously for a long, long time.
I mean, you got lodging here, right?
We do, yeah. We have soaking and camping and old pioneer cabins you can stay in, and even some old hippie buses.
With electricity and heat and everything?
Absolutely.
Oh, I want to stay there.
So if you want to be hippie for a night, you can come down and stay in one of our old buses.
And so you have a lot of different bands and things that come out this direction, and lots of events that you have out here?
Yeah, we sure do. We have a concert series. So as touring bands are moving around the country, we get them to stop here on their off night. So most of our shows happen Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday. And it's about halfway between Denver and LA, so it's a perfect stop for them.
Well, just take a look around, because this is a very eclectic, artsy place.
And so we couldn't get Steve Human out of the hot springs back there. That's why he's not standing here with us right now. But right now we're going to toss to our trailhead adventure that is our favorite one for the last 10 years. And it's a very personal one, and it's about land closure.
Well, if you'd like more information on Factory Butte, Swing Arm City, or the closure there, feel free to go to AYLTV.com and find out more. That's one of my personal favorite stories, because I was able to be there as a producer on that day when we shot it. And when we went for our Thanksgiving shoot just last month, I thought that the rest of Factory Butte had since been reopened. And when I found out that it hadn't been, I was really disappointed. And so I'm glad that we were able to show that story and the emotional ties that a lot of people have to some of these public lands. Well, if it's not blooper enough that I am currently sitting in an outdoor tub.
And your skin is as white as can possibly be.
And thank you, Chad. And Chad says my skin is as white as it can possibly be. It's winter. Anyway, if this isn't blooper enough for you, what I've just given you, then here's some more from the last year of AYL. Find out more. And let me do it again. You're on AYL, frickin' Chad.
Voting Utah sponsors, or go to.
It's all about girl power. We're gonna learn to ride, ride to live.
Live to ride.
Live to
Yeah,
ride,
try that again.
Live.
That many of you have driven by. but I don't think any of...
Hey, welcome to At Your Leisure. I'm Chad Booth.
I'm Maria Rossi. If you don't, I'm sorry, I forgot what I was supposed to do.
Technical school. Well, it'll all make French. It'll all make French.
What we've done is
Talk quiet. You're yelling a little bit too much.
Sorry.
Just talk normal.
If you're wondering why I eat alone at a table, I have some rather unusual dining habits, and the others prefer to stay away.
Okay, what's Steve's last name?
Human.
No, the other Steve.
Information on the ATV elk.
And here's the first one from the elementary school. Elementary.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure. We've just been finishing up our New Year's show for, well, reminiscing about the last 10 years since we started.
And we're in Tubbs.
Looking over the Sevier Valley. You know, there are several different hot springs within the state of Utah. Recently, we've heard there's one out in Fillmore in a pasture, and there's another one that you can rent for private parties down near Laverkin.
Either you come down here to Monroe or any number of them, you're going to have a great time.
So, Rhea, you've been on the job now for about, what, 3 months, 4 months?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you think?
I think this is the greatest show that Utah has done.
Well, of course you would.
It's the best show ever.
It is the best show.
I was thinking more about in terms of the job. You like this?
Well, they've all been really, really special and a lot of fun. But I think my favorite one would be the one where I went up in the hot air balloon for the first time, and it was just so unbelievably quiet and beautiful, and just looking at all the mountains and the foliage, because we did it in the fall, it was really beautiful.
Okay, so we talked about favorite stories. You know, we had yours from Lake Powell and we had the one from Factory Butte. But as the host of the show, what have been some of your favorite things to have done and to have experienced in the last 10 years as host?
One of them, obviously, would be land sailing. Loved the land sailing episode. The first time we rode Segways, my kids absolutely loved it. And those Segway scooters are just kind of trippy. And so that was a big one. That's one I'll always remember. And then I think rappelling off or watching my children, well, I did it too, but watching my children rappel off a 212-foot cliff, knowing that the last 90 feet they were going to be free rappelling with no wall to hold on, down near Moab. That was a biggie. And the fourth one would have to be whitewater rafting that we did last spring down the Colorado River through Cataract Canyon in one of the highest water years ever on record. That was a trip. Stephen, what about you?
I think for me, one of the coolest was when I went skydiving. I was able to jump out of the plane and talk to the camera in midair. That was pretty awesome. I had a great time on that. Also when I was in New York just 2 months ago, because it was so different. It's just like what we're always telling people. We were a family outdoor recreation show, and so for me, it's those experiences with my family, where whether it's my wife and kids that were able to come along, or my brother, those are the ones that tend to have the most meaning for me. And I think that, you know, whether you're going out as a host or as a reporter, or you're watching it on the show, when it's with your family, it's always better.
What's your New Year's resolution?
My New Year's resolution is to make the best show possible and to go to Costa Rica. Well, do you think we're going to make it another 10 years, Chad?
Do our best. We're going to do it or die trying.
Yes.
That's the
why
way I look
not?
at it.
And hopefully you'll all be here with us for the next 10 years.
Well, I guess we got a whole year ahead of us, and every week we're going to be telling you, be sure to get out with your family and friends.
And have a happy New Year.
And enjoy the great outdoors
at your leisure. All right, I'm going to soak some more. Yeah.